As you're in your seat, your buttock flesh is moved backward. You're inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Lift and elevate the tip edge of your tongue to the roof of your mouth just behind your top teeth. Notice your body moving a little forward and maybe a little back, perhaps even a little bit side to side, just so that you can really find your center here. Just do it a few more times. Forward and back, left to right, right to left. And then just find the center. Allow the index finger and thumb here to touch, Gyan Mudra, so that we can really come together in this intention of truth and knowledge to show up for us fully. Inhaling and exhaling a little bit deeper. And whenever I say deep, what I'm meaning to refer is this depth of breath moving in and out, so it elongates through your body. And every time that you breathe in and breathe out, you find a new amount of space to conquer. And then just dwell in that new space like you're opening a door with all this grand information in there. This gloriousness perhaps is something you haven't ever seen or seen in a while. And don't close the door, just see if you can go through another door. So breathe in a little bit deeper, a little more long. Discover something new, perhaps another door that you can also walk through. Journey through with your inhalation. Use your exhalation to land in that space, to really take it all in. Find a little bit more space now through the nape of your neck. So our work today is to first just get unstuck. So we're going to do that physically, and we're going to do that mentally, and we're going to do that emotionally. But first do it by pulsing your body forward and back. So these aren't necessarily cat-cows. This is just pulsing forward and back. Use your hands on the fronts of your knees to just rock your body forward and back, just finding a pulse. Rocking forward and back. And now start to turn those into cow lifts and cat tucks. So inhaling, cow lifts, hug the shoulder blades near your spine. And then as you drop back, spread the shoulder blades apart, tuck your chin into your chest. Still venturing through those new rooms. Exhale, cat tuck. Inhale, cow lift. Exhale, cat tuck. And those new rooms might be in your throat. Might be in the chest and the ribs. Keep going. From a physiological place right now, I want you to really feel the back of the pelvis open and then feel the sacroiliac joints close toward each other. Whenever you inhale, you're feeling the sacroiliac joints close toward each other. And whenever you exhale, you're feeling them spread apart, just a little. About 3 more. One more. We're using the sound of the breath to really tone the nervous system, to massage it audibly. As you come into your seat, switch the crossings of your legs. Move the buttock flesh back again. And now take your torso over to the right, forward to the left, and center. So it might kind of feel like you're moving a brick around at first, but eventually you'll find that your body's able to move a little bit more fluidly, and then you get the shoulders and the elbows, and then the middle back, the lower back, the neck also involved. About 5 more. See if you can even use your arms to pump you from side to side. Not so much motion in your neck, y'all. But really think about swirling around the stickiness that's down here in the creative center, down in the lower belly, down and in the pelvis, unsticking the sides of your hips. 3 more. And then inhale, come to center. Close your eyes. And just notice. Maybe there's a little dizziness. So from there, we'll begin to hug Mula Bandha. Whether you found dizziness or not, just hug Mula Bandha and start to feel that seal, that container of your energy in the pelvic floor. Notice that it allows you to breathe a little bit more fully and a little bit more bright through your body. And now we're going to take the torso over to the left and then forward to the right and center. And keep going. If you can close your eyes, you can feel a little bit more and have a little less attachment to what you see. This isn't a time of thinking, it's a time of feeling and deep inner seer. You are the seer. Using your arms to pump you from side forward, and then the other arm to pull you over and push you to the other side. 3 more. Last round. And then as you inhale and come up through your center, and this time begin to raise one arm and then the other arm straight up over your head. Palms are facing toward each other right now. Feel this energy move into the back of your heart, into the back of your chest. Arms up overhead. Start to pull the pubic bone up toward the navel here a bit and the lower ribs down just a bit. Hug Mula Bandha as you inhale and exhale. We're just trying to build the framework of using Mula Bandha. Ultimately, as we move into the practice, we only use the Mula Bandha on the inhalation, but for pranayama practices, we're always engaging that Mula Bandha. Sitting bones in your urethra. 2 more breaths, accelerating energy up into the heart. On this last exhalation, we'll take the right arm behind, left hand on the right knee, and start to move into a twist. And twisting over to the right, and you can feel it down there in the low back, maybe even have a release there. And then just switch. No arms overhead needed, just switch to the other side. Keep space between each vertebra as you turn now to the left. We're staying on temple fingers, so as you turn around to the right, you're staying on your templed hands so that you can twist and turn without collapsing in the lower back, without collapsing in any of those vertebrae or discs. I'm switching side to side. 3 more after this. Right and left. One more time each side. And we'll end on the left. And then inhale back to your seat. Switch the crossings of your legs again. Move the buttock flesh back again. Grasp a hold of your shoulders. Getting unstuck around the shoulders now. So as you loop the elbows up, back, and around, I really want you to think about the elbows pulling down so that you can get out of your traps. We want to get the synovium moving around the shoulders, and we're just going to get repetitious with this. We're going to really flow and build up a little excess of heat, not excess, but extra heat, okay, in the upper shoulders where the tension may reside up there, where the stickiness might be, inability to flow from head to heart. This is a great heart opener. So start to move into a mild version of breath of fire. So it's not repetitious like your typical, but really think about inhale in, exhale out. Inhale in, exhale out. Inhale in, exhale out. Keep the shoulders moving here, the elbows moving around. Tuck your chin toward your chest. So chin is in, still making these rolls. And now lift your face up. And then release the hands down. Just notice here. Notice the energy, where it's pulsing from head down through probably those first ribs. Now shrug the shoulders up near your ears, and with a ha, let them out. Out of your mouth. 15 more. Five more. And release. That's it, y'all. Bring your chin over your right shoulder. Just look over as if you're trying to look over your right shoulder. And then back to center and over the left. See if you can pin now the right shoulder back as you're looking to your left, and then switch. And now pin the left shoulder back as you look over the right shoulder, and switch. Pin right shoulder back, look left. Good, 2 more times each side. Look right. Rotation in our neck is extremely important as far as this unsticking. So anything that might be stuck around that occipital region of your head, down through the neck. Remember, we're wanting to connect head with heart, heart with head. Overriding the ego here with the heart. Remember, we're not going to let the ego go. It just can't. It can't go, right? Hands onto your knees, left shoulder out in front of your right knee, best you can. Don't overdo it here. Inhale back to center. Exhale over, right to out in front of the left. Inhale back to center. See if you can look up the opposite shoulder. So when the left shoulder goes down, you look up your right. Back to center. Other side. Inhale, center. You're exhaling whenever you fold. Whenever your body is smaller, that's when the air extends out of you. Inhale to center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Getting unstuck. Unsticking the ribs. Unsticking the breath. 3 more times each side. We'll finish here. Right shoulder out in front of the left, and then inhale all the way up into your seat. Great. Both feet down and on the floor, fingertips in toward your buttocks. Root down through your feet. They're about 12 to 16 inches apart. Fingertips are in towards your buttocks. We're going to lift up through the hips. Inhale, lift up through the hips, and that might feel sticky in there in your lower back. Really stretch out the arms, push the pelvis up a little bit higher. And then exhale, lower the hips down. Grab a hold of the fronts of your knees, loop the shoulders back. Your core is on. Raise your feet up off the floor. Hold here. Stretch the arms out. 3. Spread your toes. 2. Pada Bandha, there's another lock, another engagement and engagement and pulling in of energy at the feet. Good. Excuse me, both feet down on the floor. Flip the fingertips in toward the buttocks and drive the hips up. 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips down. Come into Navasana. Grab a hold of your knees. Loop the shoulders back. Strong in your back, right? So we're not rounding the back here. Inhale and extend the fingertips. Maybe even extend the legs. Maybe one leg, maybe neither. Maybe both. Both feet down. Support yourself. Fingertips in toward your buttocks. Drive the hips up. 3, 2. Hips up a little bit higher. Make it a back bend. And hips down. Last one. Find your Navasana. Maybe grab a hold of the shins and then up. Maybe go straight into the pose. 3. Strong in your back. That's supporting your core. Loop the shoulders back. 2. Grab a hold of the backs of your knees. Inhale and come up. So you come up safely all the way into and onto all fours. Find your all fours pose. Extend your hips back, sitting bones, reach toward your heels. You're not in a full child's pose, you just look like it. And then as you inhale, come forward. Notice if you need to readjust your knees into a modified cobra. So we bend the elbows, engage the lower back to modified cobra, and then exhale, move the sitting bones back. Think about opening up the perineum from the sitting bones, but engagement of Mula Bandha is still there. You're still able to feel the urethra engage here. Inhale and come forward. Modified cobra. And now heat it up. Exhale back. Think about opening up the buttocks whenever you move your sitting bones back. When you move the sitting bones back, the sitting bones spread apart, and that helps you open up through the buttocks. Come forward. Exhale. There's that mild version of breath of fire. Inhale. Exhale. Get unstuck here and now. Exhale. Shoulders come out of your ears whenever you're coming forward. Shoulders are out of the ears. Elbows are bent. Shoulder blades are on your back. Exhale. The buttocks are engaging to support your lower back. 3 more. Inhale. 2 more. Inhale. Inhale. Inhale, come all the way forward and lower all the way down. Walk your legs toward each other as if they're one leg. Bring the big toes together and really seal up through the inner thighs. Raise your arms up off the floor. And now see if you can pull the elbows. Of course you can. Pull your elbows out so that they're in alignment with your shoulders. Just look down at the floor right now while you're strengthening your back, your support system. Hug Mula Bandha now just on the inhalation. 3, 2. Can you press down through the tops of your toes a little bit more, really strengthening your back? Now this time we're going to lower the whole left arm at that 90-degree bend onto the floor. Plop the elbow out a little bit so that you've got a lot of space now from your elbow to your pec muscle, your chest muscle, and now roll over to and onto your left side. Relax your head completely. You're on temple fingers. Loop the shoulder out of your ear. And now begin to raise your right leg up about 16 inches. Hold it here. Really flex the foot. Both of them, both feet are flexed. 3, 2, 1. Stay in the pose, but lower the right leg down and up. 10 times. Just micro down and up. The legs don't touch. You're just moving down and up in like 8 to 12 inch increments. Down and up. You're going to feel it along the QL, around the quadratus lumborum, along the side of your waist, opening. 3, 2. Can you create a little bit of internal rotation through your right leg? So you're really working it. TFL is getting longer here. Last one. Down and up. Exhale and release. Lower everything all the way down. Interlace your fingers back and behind your body. Hug the heels of the hands toward each other. They don't have to touch. It's great if they can. Now pull the knuckles back toward your heels. Pull the nape of the neck up toward the ceiling, and then see if your gaze can come a little bit further forward. Zipper through the big toes all the way up to the perineum. Pull the knuckles back. 3, 2, don't choke off the back of your throat to the back of your neck. 1, exhale and release, come up into tabletop. Bring the knees in just a little bit. We're going to thread the needle 5 times before we stay. So left arm's going to lift. You're going to feel it there in your lower back a little bit. Thread it under and through. Really press the left arm down, look up. Right there, you might feel the SI joint go back into place. Inhale, that's what we're hoping for. Drive it back up. Right pelvis kind of dips down. You close off that right SI and then tuck it under and through. Look up. Inhale up. 3. Perch up onto your fingertips. It's like you're going to be here the entire time, like 5 or 10 breaths. You go in there into the postures completely, not with sloppiness, but with intention and brightness. Back up. Happy Fat Tuesday. Left arm down. Great time to make these intentions for, we can call it the beginning of spring, or truly recognizing 40 days of Ash Wednesday. Okay, so go ahead and hold it. Press down through the left arm. Now raise your right arm and roll out your wrist. Unstick any stickiness down through your forearm, through your fingers. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower down. Right hand down, both hands into your tabletop position. Curl your toes under in downward facing dog. Go into the sweetness of darkness. Spread the shoulders, make space along your shoulder joints and your elbow joints, and then drive the sitting bones up. So think about space, being able to sliver energy and prana around those joints of the shoulders and elbows in particular right now. If you're starting to feel a little bit of a shake through your body, that's great. Just stay with it, maintain it. That's the tone and bath of your nervous system. 2 more breaths. Now starting to find your plank position. Walk your feet backward. You're feeling your abdominal muscles engaged. So no pelvis hanging down, no hips hanging, drawing up. Find your plank position. And then now notice if you need to lower your knees to lower. Uncurl the toes. Inhale the cobra. Exhale down and push up position. Downward facing dog. Or you can skip the knees and then lower here. So back to plank. Feel free to not lower the knees, shave your ribs, inhale cobra, or even an upward facing dog. If you're in up dog, back muscles are engaged, buttock muscles are engaged, push up position, whether knees or no knees, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward, exhale down. Inhale cobra. Exhale to push up. Everybody come down onto your knees for a second. Come to your knees for a second. If you're moving through plank pose to upward facing dog, I want you to see that you're coming from a plank position. Just watch my feet. Only watch my feet right now. You're lowering down strong, and then you come through the feet. So wait a minute. So you're in downward facing dog. You come to plank. You exhale lower. Your feet slide back, and then your chest moves forward. So there's all this mobility, and Sheila, this one might not be great for you right now. You're modifying all that. But you're really using all the bones and joints of your toes to move you back, slide back through your feet, and then you come up through the tops of your feet to come into upward facing dog. All right, so there's this kind of fun sliding and engagement of the toe joints. So here we go, down dog. Come through plank. Exhale lower. Slide the feet back and then inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to push up. Downward facing dog. You can kind of feel us starting to get unstuck, right? Last one, inhale plank. Exhale lower. Inhale up dog or cobra. Great, and then lower the knees, exhale, lower everything down. Uncork what you might need to, seal your legs in together. Remember they're one. Inhale, lift the chest, raise the arms, pull the elbows out to the sides. Pull the nape of the neck up so you're looking downward and a little forward. 5. Push down through the tops of your feet. Really seal the deal down there in your root, in your lower back right now. 1. All right, right forearm on the floor. So your right forearm's on the floor, elbow out in alignment with your shoulder. Plop it out a little bit more and then roll over onto your right side. Relax your head. You're on your left fingertips, temple hand, and breathe. If you feel any numbness, any tingling in your fingers, roll down a little bit. Take note of that. Be the observer there. It's here. You're going to raise your left leg and hold it. Pull the heel back, flex both feet. You're going to feel that fascial webbing pulling, opening up all of these spaces, all these little ventricles in your body. And the left foot is flexed. Great, and then lower the left leg, good 8 to 12 inches, and then right back up where it was. And down and up. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. You can feel the left hip opening, glute medius, glute minimus, tensor fascia lata. Quadratus lumborum down there in the lower back. So interesting how all of those tendons pull, all that webbing down the left side body pulls apart when the leg goes down. And then we inhale and we close it. And then we say, okay, now open a little more as you lower. 2 more. Inhale up. Internally rotate your left leg a little bit more and down and up. Getting into new spaces in the hip flexor region. And last one up. Exhale and lower. And then lower down onto your belly. Nice. Now come onto your belly, interlace your fingers back behind your body. Okay, this time legs up, arms up, pull the nape of the neck back toward your knuckles back toward your heels. I didn't say the back of your head, right? So we're not cranking, just the nape of the neck is up. Lift the arms up a little bit more, so now you're using triceps here. 3 more breaths. You're feeling a closeness in the anterior of your throat. 2. Drive up a little bit more. And release. Hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, push up position. And then find your way into tabletop. That's it. Left hand stays, right arm lifts. 5 of these. So remember, every time we do it, it's like we're going to stay forever. So really get in your aligned position. Right arm tucks under and through. Push the right hand down and come onto your left fingertips. Twist and turn. And ground the left hand, inhale it up. Really reach up toward the sky. Exhale under and through. And pushing down through your left fingertips and up. And root the left hand, inhale up. Exhale, number 3. Notice this unsticking, the quality of releasing through the thoracic body. Number 4, under and through. Turning your blood vessels, opening them up, closing them off. That's what we're doing in our practice. We're creating these constrictions and then creating these deep releases. And stay. 5 deep breaths. Pull the left hip back and open your face up toward the left shoulder as much as you can here. Deep breaths all the way down through your belly. 2. 1 more deep breath. And release. Left hand down. Right hand down. Downward facing dog. Curl your toes under. Lift up through the sitting bones. How does this down dog differ from the last one? We're still in the work of getting unstuck. We can start to find the commitments that are underneath the stickiness. So I'm going to ask you to find your flow as you step the left foot now in between both of your hands, and you're welcome to drive the left leg up into splits to do so. Otherwise, step it. Remember, you can always grab and drag it. Lower the back knee onto the floor. Climb up. And loop the shoulders away from your ears in order to lift the arms up. Exhale, lion out. Inhale up. Find the pulse through your left leg. Inhale up. Unsticking means to find the pulse. 2 more. You're undulating through your leg is helping you through finding this pulse. Both hands down. Framing your left foot right now, and then bring the left arm inside. Lift the hips up. We're going to drive up through the sitting bones. Maybe you're on both hands. Maybe you're on your left elbow. Maybe you're on both elbows. Relax your head. I'm a warrior, and I will make a change. Dwell right now not only in your left hip and hamstring, but also in your belly. Deep inhaling and exhaling. Mula Bandha on the inhale. This is a great place to find Uddiyana Bandha navel lock up to the spine and up toward the heart on your exhale. Really coil that breath in, or the navel in. The exhalation pulls the navel up toward the heart. We could say the war is over, and you will come to see we will make a difference, I believe. So as we release this outer hip, we also help to release the lower back. I'm a Baba, I sing to Mahadev. 2 more breaths. Come to bring the truth to those who cannot see. Who don't be led astray into unrighteous ways. Go back in, he said, inside your whole. Great, and climb up onto your hands. Keep them inside of your left foot. Pick the back knee up and pivot the heel down in the back. Climb up to your left knee and then find a warrior 2. Great, as you find your warrior 2 pose, lower your left forearm under your thigh and raise your right arm straight up. Turn your face up. See if you can kind of turn the right ribs downward a little bit, but pull the right hip back. So it's like you're feeling this nice pulling apart of the right obliques. 1 more deep breath. Be the seer. Get very clear in your eyes, very clear in your sight. Root down through both feet. Inhale and come all the way up. We'll straighten the left leg, hands onto your waist. The next posture is half moon pose. So maybe you need to step the right foot in just a little. Okay, just a little bit. And now as we bend the left knee, we're going to reach the left arm out in front. It's been a while since we've done this pose together. I think if we were in person. And then lower the left hand on your fingertips and immediately raise your right leg. So it's in this swift movement. We stay up on the fingertips. You're in a bipod a little bit. So the left hand, left foot are separated, both in birth side to side and certainly out in front. They're not close, so you're going to topple over. Flex the right foot. Turn the chest open. See if you can really open up through the right hip a little bit more. And then potentially raise your right arm. Flex the foot. Micro bend the left knee, but it's really strong. You're really strong through your left leg. 3 more breaths. You've gotten unstuck. Now find your commitment place. See if the big toe can move forward out into the room behind you. So you really engage around your right ankle. The peroneus muscle out there on the outer side of your ankle gets strong. Breathe into this commitment. One thing. Now, as you take your right hand down, we're going to let the right leg move all the way back into a low lunge. Right leg moves all the way back into a low lunge. Heel toe your left foot over a little bit to the side, to the left. And then start to straighten your left leg for a hamstring stretch. Walk your hands back. And then exhale, keep the hips square on your templed hands, forward fold. 5, stretching out long from your hips to your head. Shoulders are backing out of your ears. That's it. 3, shoulders are really backing out of your ears. Your neck's super long. 2, 1 more breath. And be with the shake. Find your lunge. Heel toe the foot in a little bit as you do that, and downward facing dog. Left foot back. Downward facing dog. Stretch it out. How's it different? A sliver of space around the joints. And that just means you're not compressing into them. You're not using your joints to hold you up. You're using your muscles to hug and give you this elongation, illumination, the ability to be toned. Right foot steps forward. Remember, you can raise it if you want, or just step it in between both hands. Back knee on the floor, climb up. Loop the shoulders, lower the arms, and then inhale up. Remember, I've got a screen out in front of me. That's what I'm looking at to see y'all. Exhale, lion. Inhale up. Inhale up. 2 more. Remember, you're crossing your eyes. Last one. Good. Both hands. Or just go ahead and bring them inside of your right foot here. Notice what you might need to move around, adjust, and then drive the hips up and back. And then you take your bow inside of your right leg. Here's that iliotibial band, hamstring, and hip on the right side. Down you go. Relax your head and the flesh of your face. That's probably one of the most challenging things for us, is to truly release the musculature of our face. The tight bind, let it all go. Let some natural healing come into your face. Not just swirling this energy, expansion and contraction around the hips, hip and right one in particular, but also bring it now into your belly. One more big bright breath. Fluidly lift your face and your heart. Pivot just the left heel down in the back and climb to your right knee. Readjust your feet as you might need to come into your warrior two. As you're in your warrior two, just really see, okay, this is a commitment that I know. This is something that I've been working on. This is something that I might be just really feeling from the stickiness. I feel like I haven't been able to really push forward, to break through in order to succeed or follow through. And then lower your right forearm onto your thigh. Sink down through the right knee. Inhale and raise the left arm. See if your right ribs can move down and your left hip back. Just to really bring more space into the left side obliques. Turn your face up the left arm. Be with the shake. Bend a little bit more. Inhale and come up. The joy and the real beauty, I think, of the asana practice that we do together, that I do with you, Left foot's going to come in a little bit. We're going to start to make our way into that half moon. Is getting unstuck, moving all of that energy out, and then formulating it using the power that's really left, the prana that is supposed to be there to ground into it. So that's how we get unstuck, and then we get back to focus, get back to the aligned vision, okay? So your left hand's on your waist. We're going to bend the right knee, and then as your right hand's going to come to the floor, simultaneously the left leg lifts up. Flex the foot, just like what we did whenever we were opening the pect over there. Focus and breathe. Don't lock your right knee. There's a temptation. Big toe down, and then raise your left arm. Open your left hip up just a little bit more, up toward the ceiling. Keep the left foot flexed, a little internal rotation in your thigh, but keep opening your hip up. If you've got it in you, look up the left arm. One more deep breath. One more. You've got it. We'll come all the way down and back with your left leg. Find a low lunge, gracefully. Low lunge. Walk the right foot, heel toe it over to the right. That's it, y'all. Right leg goes towards straight. Walk your hands back. Just isolate through the back right hamstring. Foot is up. Loop the shoulders out of your ears and find your descent. Not through your back, but from your hips to the crown of your head. It's like your shoulders and your hips are one linked item. There's no bones in your spine right now to hinge. Keep going, keep breathing, stay with it. If there's a shake, be with the shake. Breathe through it, bathe it. Two more long deep breaths. No rounding in the back, it's all hamstring. It's all tone of the nervous system. Soften your face. And gracefully climb and walk up into your right foot. Bended knee, back leg lifts. Step it back, plank position. Exhale, lower the knees, lower the body down. Inhale into cobra. So it's just a cobra, shoulders are out of your ears. Use just a cobra. Elbows hug in toward your side waist, like they're going to tuck into some pockets there along your side waist or side hips. Think about pulling the elbows down to release the shoulders any bit more. 3. Can you push down through the tops of your feet a little bit? Not super engagement, just a little hint of, hey, I'm going to push you. What happens there? Play with that energy. Let your breath be really wild through your body, still entering into those new rooms, new spaces in awe. Not overwhelmed, just, wow. Hi. Great, hands down. Just gently push your hips back and into child's pose. But as you move into this child's pose, it's a little bit of an engaged child's pose. We're going to squeeze the knees toward each other. Let's really squeeze the inner thighs toward each other. So walk them in. Arms are out in front of you, and we're going to play with Uddiyana Bandha. So exhale all of your air and start to suck your navel in and up toward your spine. Straighten your arms, no bend in the elbows. Suck the stomach up into your heart. Inhale, let the belly inflate into your thighs. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together. There's a little shake there. Exhale out of your mouth. Really pull the navel up toward your spine. Inhale in. Soften the belly. Keep squeezing the inner thighs. Exhale everything out. Out of your mouth, suck the navel up to the spine and up to the heart. and release. Inhale, come up. Sit up and on your heels. Right, and then release your feet and ankles and come into a bound angle pose, very sattvic pose. The heels are not in close to the perineum, but out in front. So make the shape of a equal diamond and rock the hips back and forth, back and forth. Loop the shoulders down away from your ears and take a fold. Just 3 breaths here, forward folding. Try to keep the big toes together. Not with a whole lot of energy, just with an intention. It's okay if they do separate, but just try to think about bringing at least the big toe mounds toward each other. The elbows are out of the shoulders are out of the ears. The elbows are aiming toward the perineum. Think about pulling from the hips to those lower floating ribs, pulling that space apart. One more breath. And then root down through your feet, inhale and come up. Now we're going to keep this and we're going to turn over, keep the same feet. We're going to turn to the right. So really long through the left side, keep the big toes toward each other, and now take a fold toward your right knee. Templed hands are really great here, but if you need to come down for more rest, I understand. So what do you need? So really getting in side waist, low back. Big toes toward each other, but not so much that you're needing to shake. I want you to feel sattvic, at ease. All senses cared for here. Stay here. Keep your right hand rooted. Root the left hip and then raise the left arm straight up. And then as you exhale, exhale and come down and bow back down. Good. Inhale and open yourself for opportunity. And then stamp it down for commitment. Now this time as you inhale, I want you to just see the first step that you need to move toward this opportunity that's open for you. For this commitment that you wish to fulfill, that you know is right and righteous for your path, your dharma. And then exhale, stamp it in. See it in your mind's eye. Good, and then one more just to seal the deal. Back up. And back down. Bow it in, hold here. Inhale and slowly first lift the face and then the heart. Bring it all the way around. Take it easy. Okay. Both feet on the floor. Before we go to the other side, both feet on the floor, fingertips in toward your buttocks. The same thing we started with without Navasana. Inhale and drive the hips up. Really seal the SI joints and the lower back into a closed position. Hug your inner thighs. 3 more breaths. See if your face can move upward. If you can drive your hips up a little bit higher and then hug your inner thighs a little bit more. Pada Bandha foot lock. And not much of anything else. And then exhale, lower the hips down. I got a locket full of notes. Bring the soles of the feet together again. Rock left to right, left to right. We're not going to go forward. Instead, we're going to turn now to the left side. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, start to take your fold. It might be a little stickier than it was on the other side. That's a very interesting place for you to recognize, like, okay, this is a place I need to unstick, or this side's much more open than the other side. The intention of bringing the big toe mounds toward each other, but not overworking it. Keep turning as if your right ribs were going to line up with your left shin. And then the left hand's going to stay here. Inhale and open yourself up and open to options and open to possibility. I'm open to the ability to commit to something that previously was challenging. And then exhale and down you go. Seal it in. See yourself doing it, being it.
Got lost pretending undone.
And then inhale, root the left hand and raise the right. Notice that one thing. Okay, this one thing will make the shift. And then bow down and commit to it. What needs to move out of the way for you to be able to commit? Inhale, keep the left hand rooted and rise up. Exhale and down and in you go. Bow here, stay. Right ribs maybe a little longer. And then inhale, lift your face and your heart. Come up and lay down on your back. As you lay down on your back, raise your right knee up and you start to circulate and roll around in your right hip. So just moving the buttock flesh, feeling the stimulation around the perineum, around the lower obliques, and this ascending aspect of your colon, the back, the abdomen. This is just, gosh, this is such a great one. And I'll switch the rotation, moving it inward. And now twist it. Wrap your right leg all the way over the left side of your body. Anything you want to do with your right arm. I prefer if you either bend it at 90 degrees or stretch it straight out. Bodhisattva. Really easy on your nervous system to relax your waist. We'll take a chance and start again. We'll take a chance and start. One more deep breath. And easily roll out of it, both feet down on the floor, and uncork your hips, arms down. Inhale and lift the hips up. Drop your left hip down and back up, and then the right hip down and up. 2 more times each side. Switch, 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 and hold. Drive the hips up. Squeeze your inner thighs toward each other. No choking down there in the buttocks, no choking in the low back. And then exhale, come down. Left knee in, right leg out, and circulate. Roll outward first. Feeling the whole belly and back involved in this rotation. The gluteal muscles, the inner thighs, the abductors and adductors. And then switch rotation. The stimulation of the gut, unsticking the gut. When the gut is not sticky, the head and brain are more fluid at responding to righteousness. Stretch your left arm out, either bent elbow at 90 or stretch straight out. Breathe fully. Let your right waist go. Two more deep breaths. Inhale, bring it back through center. Hug both knees into the chest and then rock forward into your seat. Sukhasana. I'll invite you after this to lay down in your Shavasana, but until then, I'm going to invite us to share in mantra. 5 rounds of Om Mani Padma Hum. And so it's this white lotus coming from the muddy, murky waters, the brightness of ourself moving from the stories that have helped create us, but that we don't have to be attached to. We can't be bright and in the darkness and in the mud. So we really reach up and outward, and you can feel that brightness. Sherry Kay, you said in Black Mountain this week it's going to be 70 degrees. Spring is coming. And think of yourself as those daffodils are coming outward. The crocus are starting to come up. Draw yourself up toward the sun. Root your hips down and being grateful for our past. Exhale all of your air. So the mantra is Om Mani Padma Hum, and it has a little rhythm to it. Om Mani Padma Hum. Om Mani Padma Hum. Om Mani Padma Hum. Om Mani Padma Hum. Index finger and thumb are touching Gyan Mudra. Continue on. Om Mani Padma Hum. 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 One more. Om Mani Padma Hum. Really see yourself bright. Om Mani Padma Hum. Rooted from your past. Om Mani Padma Hum. Keeping what is useful, releasing what is not. Om Mani Padma Hum. Bowing your hands in Anjali Mudra, and let us close with 3 Oms. Inhaling, hold your breath until you just can't anymore. Om. Namaste. Take Shavasana, please. Please lay down. Take your Shavasana. Look after yourself. Look after this planet. Because looking after the planet means looking after you and each other. I love y'all. I'll see you next Tuesday. Enjoy your unstickiness, your unstuck qualities, your commitments. Peace.